Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. The Vikings are 3-point road favorites, though it is shaded towards 3.5. So we might be seeing 3.5s pop here. 43.5 is your total. Steven, I'll start with you. I'll let everyone know this was the second bet that I put in my account this week was the Vikings at 3 over the Commanders. I am okay with everyone thinking that the Vikings are not good. I don't know if they're good or not. I know that they're good enough to win and cover these games, and that's all I care about. And everyone can keep telling me that, yeah, but this and yeah, but that, and have you seen this and have you seen that? It's like, well, they continue to just to cash tickets. And so this number is too short, in my opinion. Let us remember that the Colts just a week ago were 2.5-point favorites over this Commanders team with Sam Ehlinger at quarterback. And here we come with the Vikings with a much superior roster, a much superior quarterback, and they're only 3-point favorites. I understand we're flip-flopping, home and road and things like that. But still, this number is too short to me. I think the market continues to undervalue this Vikings team, and I'll just continue to play them and be happy about it.
Now, I have argued with you about how good or bad the Vikings actually are. And I would just note that they are 9.5-point underdogs on the look ahead to Buffalo next week, which will be a fun debate next week. But this is a different conversation than the arguments I've had in previous weeks where I've been hesitant to back the Vikings at more than a field goal. I bet them on the look ahead at 2.5. I think 3 is still good here. I'd be fine with that. But this is still a middle of the pack yards per play team on offense, despite playing the third easiest schedule of defenses this season. They are top 5 in success rate across the board. I will give them that. On a down-to-down basis, they are very consistent, and they execute at a high level, including on early downs, which is more indicative of future success than third down success rate. So they do have a lot of good qualities. I will give them that. I don't like Minnesota in relation to the top teams in the league, but I hate Washington. Like Heineke against the Colts is a very different conversation than Heineke against a good offense like this where he's going to have to keep up. I don't see it. If you look at the statistics for Heineke last week, you guys are going to laugh because I'm about to, bash Heineke after I tried to rub it in your face, but you guys are absolutely right. Statistically, he looked okay. But if you actually watch that game against the Colts, it was like fire drill every play that they had success. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to find somebody and improvise. Like that to me did not look like a high-level offensive execution for me. So it was schoolyard football. So I don't think that's sustainable over the long term here. And I think Minnesota's at least an above-average football team where I think Washington's bottom 5.
Yeah. Adam, again, one of those trade deadline guys that probably won't pay dividends this week, but down the line, I actually like the pickup of Hawkinson. Them getting a third option there in that offense, I think is really good. But again, probably won't pay dividends this week. That being said, Taylor Heineke, we like to look at some of these advanced stats. He has the highest turnover-worthy percentage of plays in the entire NFL. We already talked about this, just incredibly lucky last week and all that. Why would we not pull the trigger on the 3 here?
Because despite everything that we've talked about, and despite everything that has happened the last 2 weeks where, again, I think Washington's terrible, and they beat Green Bay outright, and they get all the luck in the world to beat Indianapolis, but more importantly, win or not win, they covered. And so I look at this game and say to myself, everything in the world points to Minnesota. I had it up on my screen on Sunday night to play it even at 3.5, and something walked me away from it. And it's something close to what you talked about a moment ago with the teasers, Matt. The idea that variance keeps coming home this season in some interesting ways, right? I mean, even last night when we talk about Philadelphia and Houston, right? I mean, Houston did the things wrong that they were supposed to do wrong, and Philadelphia still didn't cover that game. Now, I get it. It is a much bigger number than what we're talking about here with Minnesota. That being said, the only side you would find me on is Minnesota. I firmly believe that Washington is a bad team overall.